What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here with another video. Make sure right now you hit the like button. It looks like this. It helps the channel. Let's get at least 700 likes. Big up to everybody who's tuning in. Thank you for 90k, but we're now pushing for that 100k mark. So please do subscribe right now. Bruno Fernandes. We are going to be talking about Bruno Fernandes and possibly a shock exit. He's done an interview with DAZN Portugal, and it's, you know what, it's a lot of cryptic comments, a lot of cryptic kind of messages in there, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's a bit of a weird interview, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's something that I didn't expect on a Tuesday, you know what I mean? But it does feel like uncomfortable situation for a lot of players, man. You might see a lot of interviews now until the end of the season, man. A lot of players maybe thinking about their futures and whatnot. But yeah, man, Bruno Fernandes possibly hinting at exit, or is he kind of saying, you know what, I am happy here? We'll dive into the comments right now. And yeah, he's come out and said basically, Bruno Fernandes on his future at Man United and a potential departure from the Premier League. He said, I'm not thinking about other things at the moment. Obviously, it does depend on me, does it? A player always has to want to be here, but at the same time, you have to want him to stay. At the moment, I feel there's that on both sides. So, you know what I mean? He's talking about, you know, does a club value me, and does a club, you know, do I want to stay? And, you know, in the whole, he does say there's a mutual feeling on that regards. He says, I'm not thinking too much about the future, not least because obviously this season hasn't been at the level I'd hoped for, either individually or collectively so far. We could still, at the end of the season, by winning the cup. After that, we will have very important Euros coming up. So he's just kind of looking at this whole season in its all, you know, potentially, you know, the fact that Man United, you know, have been having a bad season. And then he goes on to say here, if you want me to be very honest, if I have to think about not continuing the Premier League, it won't be until after the Euros, because nothing will be able to take my focus away from the FA Cup final and the Euros, as there's nothing more important than that at the moment. I think this is probably the biggest one, I think, out of the whole lot, the comments, is that if you want me to be honest, if I have to think about not continuing in Premier League, it won't be till after the Euros. So, I don't know, people, man. You know, people can look into a lot of comments a lot, yeah, but he's a player that's 29 now. He's not getting any younger. He's not achieved a lot at Man United. He's won one Carabao Cup. He missed out on the Europa League. He's missed out on FA Cup. He's missed out on, you know, a couple of decent scenarios where, you know, semi-finals where we lost early on the Europa League, semi-finals in the FA Cup, you know, under Ole. So there was situations where he has massively underachieved. Listen, you know me. I don't rate Bruno Fernandes to what people rate him. I really don't. I think for me, at the start, I loved what Bruno Fernandes gave us. I thought he was exciting. I thought he was giving us goals. I thought the attacking dynamic that he gave us when we had Lingard and Pereira, he gave us consistency, you know, and that's something that we haven't had for a while, you know, especially at number 10. You know, Juan Mata was always moved to the right-hand side. We never really had a number 10, a distinguished number 10. You know, we missed profile players. We didn't play players in the right position, you know. We had Wayne Rooney almost like occupied as a number 10/second striker. So number 10s for Man United has been, you know, it's been difficult. It really has been difficult to kind of nail on. We had Kagawa, we had Mkhitaryan. These players were always shifted out wide. So Bruno Fernandes, when he came into the football club, I have to admire what he gave us. But as it gone on and as time got on, I started to get a bit tired of Bruno Fernandes, if I'm being honest with you. Petulance, moaning, you know, just for me, the lack of discipline in his game, the fact that for me, he would always, you know, be a negative to Man United. He would always give us, you know, I don't know, on the balance of the whole game, I don't think Man United need to carry on with Bruno Fernandes. I think for me, Bruno Fernandes gives you a game where it's volume, it's assist, but at what cost? And that is the problem I've had with Man United. he spams the ball too much in places where I don't like for him to play the ball. I think he gets a bit careless with the ball. I think United now, if we're talking about Jason Wilcox and we're talking about situations with managers to be like, you know what, we need to move on now. We need to kind of be like, you know what, it's time now for Man United to play a brand of football, like possession-based football. You know, Bruno Fernandes, I don't think can be part of it. And people will say, you know what, for Portugal, he does do that. For Portugal, he does do that, but at the same time, international football's different. Club football, you have to be on the front foot. You have to be the one, you know, dominating the game or whatnot. So I look at Bruno Fernandes, I'm like, I would like to see a world without Bruno Fernandes. I would like to see Man United play without Bruno Fernandes. He's been a solid. That is admirable, by the way. That he's been a. I think he's had one day off, I think, through illness, and other than that, maybe suspensions. He's barely been off. He has been an absolute, you know, talk about, you know, best abilities, availability. He has been available. You know, he's never really missed any games. He's always there. He's always available. Never tired. Never, you know, out of energy. He's always been there. And I do admire that side of his game. But guys, we need to move away from that. We need to move away from this. I'm not saying passion merchant, but I just feel like we need to move away from but he plays for the badge. Listen, we can have quality players that play for the badge, you know, and suit the style that we want to suit, you know. So I look at Bruno Fernandes, I'm like, the next manager who comes in, you know, are they going to necessarily play with Bruno Fernandes? If De Zerbi comes in, I don't think he plays with Bruno Fernandes. If Tuchel comes in, I think he does play with Bruno Fernandes. That's why the next manager is so key. And if Ineos are talking about rebuilds, which they are in a minute, talking very, very strongly about rebuilds, they will have to analyze Bruno Fernandes. You know what I mean? And he's an enigma. He's like Marmite. You either hate him or you love him. Yeah, the fan base are split on Bruno Fernandes, and that is the same with Rashford. It's the same with so many players. Like this idea that we have is, look at Arsenal. Did they have split on any players? You know, did Man City have any split on? When you're good, Liverpool, you know, there's maybe a few that they might not rate, but on the whole, they rate most of their good players. And that's where Man United need to be at. I'm sick of it where I'm like, there's a division over players and whatnot. Like, we need to be at a level where we love every single player. We want every single player to succeed. Not that we don't, but I just want United at the minute to be playing a brand of football where everyone succeeds, not one player. And I feel like with Bruno Fernandes, sometimes he is that one player that succeeds in the system, you know, and it shouldn't be tailor-made toward one player. You know, it shouldn't be. And I think that's where we've been at fault with Bruno Fernandes. It's play through Bruno Fernandes, play through him, spam the ball to him, give it to him. And it's like, we need to move on from that. So let me know in the comments below, people. Let me know what you think. Bruno Fernandes, stay or leave? I want to hear your comments. Get in the comments and let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.